Hello, I'm Ron Jones with Coherent. What I'm going to talk through today is how Coherent Spark can be paired with a UI or without a UI to act as a ETL tool. This specific use case is going to be targeted around group benefits and focus around standardizing and normalizing enrollment files. But really, these same concepts can be used for any large data set that needs to be normalized or taken from one format to another format without creating any complex logic or needing any additional tools. So what I'm going to do to get started is I'm going to navigate here to an enrollment file that I have. This one has 1,000 lives. The thing that you'll see here is we have raw data, right? This is what's coming from our brokers, or maybe me as a broker. I need to get this data normalized into a format to get into another system. Well, Coherent Spark gives you the ability to very quickly and easily complete just that. So just by executing this command for validating the data, we'll see that it has already taken that raw file and showed us what needs to happen to complete this transform. So the suggested transformations are up here. It's things like changing how date of birth is going to be displayed or converting date formats even. And what this will then do is show us that we're going to take things like that date of birth field that I called out, but also remove things like errant spaces. I'm going to say apply the transformation to this data. It's then going to call the Coherent Spark Excel sheet that is kind of the compass that's guiding where all of this and how all this data needs to be transformed. And we'll see here that we have our normalized data set down here. Now, there's a couple things we can do at this point. This is where we get to the load portion of this. So, of course, we can execute this against the Coherent Spark API. In that case, it's going to take that data set and transform it. From there, we get some things like, hey, here's what worked. We had a complete success from that perspective, from our inputs and outputs. From here, we can choose to download this data set as an Excel file or CSV, or save it to our database. Now, what I hear from a lot of folks in this industry is that they want to be able to take this information now that it's normalized and put it into their CRM system. So through this, we have native connections that can be created to tools like Salesforce, HubSpot, Duck Creek, or Guidewire, giving you the ability to very quickly take your raw data that's coming from brokers or coming from even employers from their Ben admin platform and normalize that into the format that your system of record needs in near record time. So now let's look at the base Excel sheet and how we set this up. Go a little bit into the weeds. So we have our raw data tab. This is where we're capturing things like what the base field is. This will be an extract directly from your Ben admin platform or wherever that raw data resides. We then use a different tab in the sheet to then take the target systems fields and paste those. And what this allows us to do is to utilize AI, or if you don't want to use AI, it's just a matter of creating some Excel formulas to normalize this data set. And then it's just a matter of letting Spark and a user interface go to work. So you can see here what we've talked through is how you can very easily use Coherent Spark as an ETL tool, not only for enrollment files, but any data set that you need to take from one system to another system in just a couple of easy steps. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at Coherent. Thanks.